Artists and artisans abound in Tennessee, and while the numbers are impressive, so are the different ways people use to express themselves. Michelle Sweatt is a unique artist whose style is called inclined to improvise. Her works are, well, quirky to say the least, as we discovered on a visit to her home studio in Murfreesboro. Michelle Sweatt's not the first artist to repurpose found objects and transform them into artistic arrangements. Her works are unique, though, because of the type of objects she's inclined to use.
Yeah, I really like skulls. I'm pretty fascinated with not death, but celebrating life. And I think they're a good reminder to take every day that you get. And growing up in California, my dad's Mexican, so Dia de los Muertos is something you just kind of knew. And so skulls play a big part in that, the calaveras. They just sort of remind you to celebrate life, to honor your ancestors.
Michelle calls the body of her work inclined to improvise. And that pretty much describes the process she uses here in her Murfreesboro studio. Whether she begins with some paper sculpting or some discarded treasure.
I'm actually working on it's a bird skull that I sculpted. I like antiquing everything, making things look kind of aged and old. And so I'm getting ready to do that. And then I've also got a couple bottle assemblages that I mostly use bottles for the bodies of the assemblage paper clay pieces that I do. If I see a piece of something that triggers something in my mind, and then I just sort of start creating and finding pieces here and pieces there, and that's kind of how they come together. It's really chaotic.
You'll find old watch pieces in most of her works. In fact, time is a reoccurring theme, and it's even reflected in the ink on her arms and hands.
This was for my dad. This is his birth date, his death date, and the clock hands have stopped, and then it says dad right there. This one is the inside of a timepiece, and the rubies, my tattoo artist said the rubies in an old timepiece meant how valuable it was. It added to the value, and so he put a bunch of rubies on.
And then on your fingers?
Oh yeah, time wins. So that's probably a phrase that I say a lot or think a lot when I'm just enjoying the time that I have.
All of her works have names, well, like this one called Regaining Self-Control. And this is Theater of the Mind.
I just love old radio. I love that you can create scenes in your head as opposed to being shown what you want to see. Yeah, it's just another fun assemblage. I gave it a paint treatment. I think it was play school colors, so it was the primary colors, and so I just gave it a once-over of the vintage look.
But the #1 attention getter is this guy, inspired perhaps by the Stephen King villain Pennywise. Oh, that's creepy. Michelle's been busy creating new works of all sizes that she'll carry to art shows in the spring and summer. So what kind of reactions will she get?
I get this a lot when people walk into my booth. I've had a lot of people walk in, spin, and walk right back out. But I also have people that are really fascinated. I just think open your mind a little bit, maybe. I think it's fun to have something, a conversation piece. You know, people are walking past your bookshelf and they do a double take because they see something sitting there looking back at them that's kind of goofy and whimsical and a little twisted, I guess. Definitely, everything I do is a little twisted.
It's safe to say if you buy some of Michelle Sweatt's art, you'll be buying something original. something that reflects her passion for embracing the unwanted and reimagining its renewal. All with an abundant and, yes, maybe twisted sense of humor.
I need to be in here. I need to be creating. I need to. My husband used to say he wished he could see what was going on in my brain. And then I started, you know, when you put all these things out and you look at them, and he's like, I don't want to know what's going on in there. I'm good out here.